My name is Ahmed Al Alawi. As some of you might already know, I'm an Egyptologist. I spent 22 years of my life studying not only the ancient periods of Egypt, but the modern periods as well. Afrocentrists have a nasty habit to present art and mummy from Nubia and claim them to be Egyptians. They also love to present eroded statues without notice, or take pictures of brown Egyptians, then change the contrast to make them look darker.
When an argument lasts more than 5 minutes, both sides are wrong.
Good, because I can end this debate with a simple DNA test.
The results were definitive.
People who are living here, they are the same as the people who had been living 6,000 years ago, okay? And now the moderns are the descendants of these ancient Egyptians.
I invite any African American to come to Egypt. We have mummies, tombs, crypts all around the ancient cities with thousands of ancient Egyptian bodies, human remains, and bones that goes way before a unified Egypt, with the respect for the dead, of course. I invite any African American to collect as much human remains and bones from any catacomb in Egypt and analyze if people who were living there were black. But again, we are speaking to people who think that DNA tests are a hoax. Any idiot can come visit our Egyptian museums in Cairo or Alexandria. All the statues here in Egyptian museums have Caucasian features. And despite the claim that ancient Egyptians have been whitewashed, almost all of female ancient Egyptians can pass for white actually. If Egypt wasn't so hot and sunny all the year that men become so tan and brown, something that used to happen in Greece as well. Let's say the people in Egypt had the climate of London. I assure you, Egyptians would have passed as white. Men and women would have both remained light-skinned. But again, there is also the claim that Egyptians were light-skinned blacks.
We journey across the dunes and the sweltering sands of the Sahara to bring you stories of struggle, survival, and hope from one of the harshest environments on the planet.
Are you insane? Any Caucasian growing up in this climate would turn to be brown. But imagine living as a black person in Egypt. In all of Africa, black people living in this hot climate would not grow up to be light-skinned. That is something Caucasians do. A black person would be as black as any black living here next to the Nile actually. A black person growing up in Egypt would be the darkest black you can imagine. This is why Caucasians living in the desert become brown, because the climate here darkens you, not the reverse. But again, what the am I doing? I'm wasting time arguing against people with Down syndrome 8,000 miles away in America.